Hi everyone, welcome to another video here on SpiritualGal. I'm so excited to have you come back with me. If you're returning, thank you so much. If you're new, welcome. I'm so excited to have you guys back with me. I'm getting into the swing of things of doing like consistent videos and it feels really good. This is my second week, but I gotta do the small wins, you know? Let me blend this shit. So what I really want to talk about today, let me get some tea, is surrendering and the idea of surrendering. And we talk about surrender to the divine, surrender to your truth, surrender to all that type of stuff. And what that really means is just like letting go and letting go of like control, which is so hard for me. And people out here who are like perfectionists and shit like that and control freaks, which I totally am. I'm not trying to shame anyone. I always need to know like what's coming, what's next, how can I like alter my like reality. And of course you can always alter your reality, like you are co-creator, but there's some things that are fated to happen, whether they be harsh lessons, truth, situations, people you're supposed to meet, karma you need to address and erase, and things that need to happen so you can realign yourself to your aligned path. And so that's all well and good, and surrendering yourself to the divine so they're able to really assist you in this life is so important. It's so essential. But what I'm talking about today and what I feel motivated to talk about is surrendering to yourself. You know, like what does that mean? And I want to talk about 5 ways that you can surrender to yourself today, and like what can we start doing today to really like give back to ourselves and surrender to our needs, and what I really mean by that. So here comes the intro, guys. Hi guys, welcome back. So I wrote some notes about kind of what I mean by that, because like we talk about surrendering, right? And sometimes we surrender to other people, we surrender to our circumstances, we surrender to the past, so much shit that we surrender to. And like, do we ever ask ourselves, like, am I surrendering to me? Like, how can I surrender to myself? Like, what does that even mean? So 5 ways, I want to talk about it here. I wrote it down on my trusty computer, darlings. And I wrote down like 5 ways to surrender to yourself. Number 1, do what makes you happy. So this is so obvious, we all know this, and yet we continue to do shit that doesn't make us happy. And there are so many things and so many opportunities to really switch that up, but a lot of times we get stuck in the stagnation and the how to explain this, like the mediocrity and the, well, I've been doing it for so long, so I'm just going to continue to do it, and I've been with this person for so long, so I'm just going to keep like fighting for it. And that's all well and good, but if something doesn't make you happy, like what is the actual point? I want to like have you guys sit with that for a second. Like, if this is triggering you at all, then you know what I mean? Like, I think it's time to reflect a bit. Like, what are we doing? What are we surrounding ourselves with? Who are we surrounding ourselves with? What activities are we doing every single day that doesn't bring us joy? I'm seeing a black cat. I think that's a sign. And she's looking right at me. Hey. So cool. What are you doing that doesn't bring you joy? And why are you continuing to invest yourself in this activity? The only way that we can manifest is if we're in the feelings of abundance and happiness and joy. So we're not able to manifest if we're doing a bunch of activities that bring us unhappiness, bring us sadness, bring us strife, stress. And there are activities that we have to do and people we have to show up for and things that we must do that aren't necessarily pleasant. This is not talking about like ignoring all responsibilities. What I'm saying is that the ones that you can control in some aspects, like for example, like a job, that's something you can control. Like money flows and money goes and money comes, money goes, all that shit. But you can control like how much energy you're going to put in a certain area of your life. And I feel like with a job, for example, if you feel like that this job is making you fucking miserable, we're living in the age of the internet. We have millions of jobs. Don't let anyone tell you different. I go on Indeed all the time and there's so many jobs. And you know what I mean? Like networking, Facebook groups, there's so many opportunities to try to find a niche as something that matters to you. And even if it's not like my passion, my purpose, at least it's like not a miserable like dead end 9-to-5 job, or a job where you're sitting on your feet all your time. Like I used to work in restaurants, and I'm happy I did it because I met amazing people along the way and I learned a lot about myself and I grew up throughout that situation. But would I ever do it again? No. And there was a time where I was like came back from traveling and struggling a little bit with money, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just like, you know, work at a restaurant, whatever. And I got this little app, and it was like where you pick up jobs. It's like a freelance app. And I went to this place, and it literally ended up being like a college cafeteria. And I looked around, I was just like, no fucking way. And I looked and I left. And some of you guys might be like, okay, does she think she's like better than that? And to be honest with you, yeah, I do. And I'm allowed to say that. I feel like I've done my time with working in food service, and I've done my time with being on my feet all day for like shit pay. I've done that time, and I put in that work, and I put in that effort. I've done my 60-hour weeks and my 12-hour days and eating one meal a day. I'm not doing it anymore because that is where I'm at right now in my journey. And I decided it doesn't make me happy, and like that's okay. And I think a lot of people too, when it comes to the do what makes you happy thing, a lot of people are like, well, I'm miserable, so you should be miserable. Like, why do you think you're better than this? Why do you think that you deserve more? I literally know people feel like that. I felt that energy before when I would talk about my aspirations and dreams, and I could see it like happening. Like when someone tells you something that they're really excited about, and then someone like shuts it down, like just because you couldn't do it doesn't mean that they can't do it. And it's just like, obviously, like hurt people, but it's like shitty and mean. And I'm segueing a little bit, but I guess what I'm really saying is that it can be scary to like stand in your power and like just be like, well, this makes me happy, so I'm just gonna do this instead. Even if I don't make them a lot of money, even if it's weird, even if it's different, it makes me happy, so who gives a fuck? But it's so hard sometimes when you have pressures like family, financial, friendships, relationships, just your past. Maybe you're putting the pressure on yourself because you feel like, why do I deserve to be happy? Like, why do I think I can like make pottery and like just sit in like some abandoned woods in a cabin? Like, why would I think that's cool, even though that like kind of is calling me? Am I weird for feeling that way? Like, and then the shame starts to set in. So it's so like, you would think like, oh, do what makes me happy, sure, no problem. And why are most of us not doing that? Like, why are a lot of us choosing not to be happy? Maybe it's not a conscious choice, and that's the problem. It's unconscious, based of like our subconscious beliefs, limiting beliefs, the things other people have told us, like the projections that we've received, societal thing like work, bury your nose in the ground, and then retire when you're 50, hopefully, and yeah, you can just live your life then. It's just like, but I want to do what makes me feel good and makes me feel happy now. Like, why is that wrong? And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've been projected onto it. And when I bring that up, and it's just like, your head's in the clouds, you need to be stable. Like, what are you doing? You know, that type of shit. And it's just like, if I want to quit my job because I hate it and I want to travel because I love it, then there's no other, I don't need another reason. And I feel like for you guys out there, like, you don't need to give anyone a reason for doing something that makes you happy. If you're not hurting anyone else or yourself, fuck it, who cares? Just do it. And I think that, I don't know, I've been trapped in the cycle of like, oh, let me just, I don't know, talk myself out of it or give someone an explanation as to why it matters to me. And I think versus like inner knowledge, inner peace, inner respect, it comes across, and it's just like, you don't have to explain yourself. Like, this is what I want to do, and if you're not vibing with it, that's okay, but it's like not my life to live. And the last thing I want to say about this is that sometimes when people are like bringing you down, and it's just like why would you choose this path? Like, you know, like, and just kind of shaming like your goals and aspirations and the quirky things that make you feel good, and things that make you feel alive, and the stuff that makes you happy. Can you just sit back and reflect the times that that's happened to you when you were really excited about something and someone shut you down? Just reflect, like, is their life something that I want to aspire to? Like, are they living their best life? Is their life something that I want to model myself after? You know what I mean? Like really understand where this is coming from, and realize that nothing is ever personal. And I know that's such a hard thing to grasp because I'm still grasping with it. But if someone is projecting to you that your happy dream, whatever it may be, if you want to go, I don't know, sledding, and just go sledding all day and just like live in some snowy area and just like write and work on your writing, like, and someone tells you like, what are you doing? That's so weird, get a grip, you're 30. I think they're just projecting that they feel like they can't like live their dreams, and they have to be stuck in like something that is going to fulfill them whether it be with money or status or power, but truly they're gonna feel empty inside, and we all know what I'm talking about. And it's just like, I want to empower everyone to just choose their happiness, because anytime you do that, you give courage to the people next to you and next to you and next to you and next to you, and it's a domino effect of people who are gonna, you know, be brave enough to really just choose like them, because it does require bravery, and a lot of us don't have it, and I'm working on it to be able to sit here in front of this camera and just be like, this is me, this is what I want to do, I feel fulfilled right now, this makes me happy, and not really like giving a shit what people think is still like what I'm working on, but I have to do it, otherwise like what's the point, you know? Find the courage to say no once in a while. This is an interesting one, because I feel like I don't know, I've been a people pleaser. I still can do that sometimes. Even today I was just like, it looks like I'm naked, guys, but I was like, should I wear a bra with this shirt, blah blah blah. And my sister who's 14 just spit some real shit to me. She's like, do what you want, stop asking for like advice for things about like, you know, about things that you want to do, even small things. It just goes to like bigger issues. And at the end of the day, people are still gonna hate on you no matter if you wear a bra or not a bra. And that's such a simple, like small thing, but I was like, damn, thank you. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want, and I'm not wearing a bra. So and that like just, yeah, I don't even know why I started talking about that. I'm saying like find the courage to say no, but I just felt like I wanted to say that to you guys. But there is, I guess, as Oprah calls it, the disease to please, which a lot of us like fall victim to, saying yes to things that we don't really want to say yes to, going to places we really don't want to go to. Of course, there's going to be things in our life we don't want to do, going back to do what makes you happy. But if, I don't know, like if you're in a situation where someone is overstepping their boundaries and, you know, you're saying yes, and you kind of have to put the responsibility on you if you're unhappy about doing the task. You know what I mean? Like there was a moment to say no, and there's going to be times like when you start practicing this thing and saying no once in a while. Like I remember Oprah talked about, she had a huge like disease to please, you know, type of mindset, and then people would ask her for money all the time, and she's giving a lot of her money away, and then she decided to like practice saying no, and she said no to Stevie Wonder, and he was just like, because it was about this organization for her to donate to, and he was like, okay, no worries, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, is that easy? You know, like it's not always that easy, because there will be people who say like you're not allowed to say no, like who the fuck are you to think you have boundaries? But also fuck those people, I'm sorry, but also, I mean, we love these people and we're meant to send love, and I feel like I regret just saying that, but also like that's my ego and I'm being honest, like, you know what I mean? Like you're allowed to say no. So say no once in a while, even if like you have no valid excuse for not wanting to go out one night or not wanting to spend time with a certain person one day, just besides like wanting to be alone that day. Just say no, it's okay, and people will respect you for it, and they'll be like, for the right people, you know, and people who want to spend time with you and who respect you and respect your time will have gratitude the next time you're able to hang out. So if you need to cancel and you feel like, oh my god, I feel like the worst person because I canceled like a dinner date, it's just like, dude, it's okay. Just say no, it's all good. There will be other times, and you'll be able to recharge and do the things that you really wanted to do that day. And I'm a big proponent, there's like really fun things that I like to do, but then there's sometimes like, I don't know, for some reason I'm just not feeling it. I feel like that's just my energy today. It doesn't feel like it's really in that direction, or I feel like doing something else. Instead of going out maybe today, I want to like read a book, and I'm allowed to say no. And in my past I would have been like, yeah, sure, let's go out, and then felt like really drained because of it. So just say no. Just say no. If you feel like saying no and you're like intuitive gut feelings like, no, I don't want to, just listen to that, okay? There might be a reason. Maybe you were just meant to be home that day or meant to be somewhere else. So yeah, just say no. Third, make tangible steps to find your purpose. I saw 1414 on the clock when I said that, so I would definitely look up that angel number if you're into that stuff. Make tangible steps to find your purpose. Finding your purpose, it's saying essentially like, what are you meant to be doing on this earth? Like, what legacy are you leaving? What, and that could be in like minor ways, big ways, one-on-one, group. What is your exact reasoning for being here in this lifetime during this time frame? Like, why are you meant to be here? And that goes back into like my passion purpose video, which I'll link at the end of this video, that you can check it out, and also down below. Just what lights a fire under you, what's something that you're naturally good at, what's something that you've been told that you're good at, what's something that you gravitated towards, and how can you transfer that into like what your purpose is, because your purpose is what you're good at and what is fun for you, and also helping people. That's what a purpose is. So I'm good at talking, and I like to converse with people and give people advice. Therefore, YouTube. What are you good at? You know, what is something that is just so natural and you can do it, and you're so present while doing it, and you can do it for hours. In addition to, how can you help people with that gift? And just make the tangible steps. Like, if you're really good at art and you want to help people with your art, make the tangible steps to start putting your art out there, and maybe taking more art classes, or connecting with other artists, or reading books on people who've made successful businesses through their art, looking up different like YouTubers who do like Etsy shops with their art. Like, you never know how something that you're gifted at could help another person, and that's kind of like the point. The universe and God and spirit and your angels and your ancestors would not give you a gift if it did not serve a higher purpose. And a lot of people, you know, don't tap into it in this life, and then it's transferred over to the next life, like more karma about not fulfilling who they truly were. So make the tangible steps today. Start thinking about it. Think about, what do I naturally gravitate towards? What are people telling me that like, oh, this is, you're pretty good at? And if it's really hard to figure that out, and you just feel like I'm not good at anything, just meditate on it, pray on it. Just give yourself some time, and just know every single day, set the intention, like, today I'm working towards finding my purpose and stepping into that power. Say that affirmation: today I'm working towards finding my purpose and stepping into that power. Set that intention for the morning, and you'll be surprised. Honestly, it'll just present itself to you in the craziest way. Setting the intention with also being open to receiving it, and then going forth, making the tangible steps to step into that, is just like life-changing. That's the reason why we're here. So definitely do that. So fourth, once realized, turn that into something that you can monetize. So once you know your passion, like me speaking and giving advice and connecting with you all, how can I monetize it? YouTube. Hey, so I'm gonna continue to make videos, speak about what I feel called to speak about, connect with you all, and then, you know, I'm going to have this like YouTube channel just blow up and make money, and do online coaching and retreats and all that shit. So it just feels really good to know that I'm stepping into my power, and that it'll be a gradual process, but I know like my voice is definitely going to resonate and be heard. So that's how I'm looking to monetize. So how can you monetize your passion and your purpose into something that can bring you abundance as well? Because if you're helping people, if you're having fun, the abundance will like automatically follow. So be thinking of those ways to monetize, so you're able to like live the most fulfilling life ever. So, and lastly, be your own best friend, mentor, hype woman, support system. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just do it. We are so hard on ourselves, and we're so quick to judge ourselves and shame ourselves, and really put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And it's just like, it's so mean and so hurtful when we're like with ourselves our whole lives. We're the only ones with ourselves our whole lives. So like, why are we spending our whole lives just like being so overly critical? And it's so easy, and it's so normal, and it's so natural, and it's so human. But you and I and everyone else watching this deserve to feel good, do what makes us happy, live our purpose, our passion, make money for it, and then make ourselves feel good in the process by saying like, I'm enough, I'm worthy, yes bitch, you look good today, oh you look gorgeous, oh you're so pretty, like we hype our friends up, we hype our man up, we hype our girl up, we hype the Rihanna up. Why can't we hype ourselves up? And just like, even if it's hard, even if you feel like you're lying, like, oh my god, you're that bitch, and if you feel like you're lying, like, just keep saying that lie, like, if it feels like a lie, and before you know it, your subconscious will be, like, wrapped in that, where your subconscious is starting to believe it, and you'll act in that way, because when you start to make yourself feel good by your words and your thoughts, actions will follow, and everything else will just fall into place. So today I would really like implore you guys to just write like a gratitude list about 5 things that you feel really good about yourself with. I was just reading mine today from like November, and I was like, wow, I have so much to be proud for. Like I have so many things going for me and so many more things, and like this time next year my whole life is going to be radically different for such the better, and it's just like so incredible. And I'm going to continue to just give that love back to myself that I would give to a stranger or my nephew or a celebrity, you know, like I deserve it too. So that is 5 ways how you can surrender to yourself today. I really love you guys so much. Thank you for coming back for another video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.